Hi, everybody. This is George Fotion, Call Realty Best Palos Verdes Homes, and welcome to the April 2024 Real Estate Market Report for Palos Verdes and the South Bay, including the beach cities. So what you'll want to do, first of all, is come to right here, palosverdeshomesbest.com, and you can minimize these two little pop-ups. Then go to the blog. That's what you'll want to do first. And the article that you're looking for, even though all of these articles, there are some really, really good ones, if I do say so myself. Some of them, most of them I've written, some of them are contributors. But at any rate, the one that you want to look at is right here. Now, we're going to talk about this one too in a minute, but this is the one that I'm referring to today. And when you open this blog article up, just scroll down. This video is going to be replaced by the one I'm doing right now. This was recorded last month. And you want to go down to these charts. And what's really interesting, I think, is how the forces of supply and demand interact with one another to affect the market and to give us some clues as to whether prices are going to continue appreciating, stay flat, or go down. And obviously that's a very important question to answer as best as we can. No one knows the future, but it's important to tackle that at least a little bit so that we can make really good decisions whether we're planning to list our house for sale or buy a home in the near future. And as far as what the definition of near future is, for me, foreseeable future is 12 to 18 months out. That's about the best that we can do. So what's going on here in terms of supply and demand? What we see as a difference between Palos Verdes Estates, as an example, and the South Bay as a whole, we see differences in how the market has reacted in terms of supply and demand for different periods of time. The green is more. Oops, sorry. Hang on a minute. Sorry about that. The green is more short term. The blue is more long term. And what we see is that right now, for every 10 new listings coming on the market, 8 existing listings are being sold. And for Palos Verdes Estates, for every 10 new listings coming on the market, 9 existing listings are being sold. That's pretty significant. That's a pretty strong market. Now let's go to the next chart and see some more stuff that's going on. We see that prices are up almost 10% on the Palos Verdes Peninsula. But wait, how does that happen? I thought, I'm being sarcastic, I thought that when interest rates go up so much, I mean, they went up from, the 3s to the 6s in the last year and a half or so. I thought when that happens, that's supposed to put a downward pressure on prices. I mean, wouldn't that make sense? If interest rates are higher, that means the cost of ownership is higher. Wouldn't that make prices go down? The facts don't support this. But why, in this case, at this time, why is that common sense, logical conclusion not true? Because of inflation. And I don't care whether you're a liberal or a conservative, inflation kills your money. If you can't admit that, I don't even want you as a client. You're too stupid. I don't deal with stupid people. Inflation kills. And what's going on now is that people understand that if they put their money in the bank or they put their money in the stock market, which is doing great too, but kind of hit and miss, you want to protect your money. Letting it sit in the bank, you're losing money. You're getting what? Maybe 4 or 5% if you keep it with your broker or one of those online banks like Ally. They're paying what, 4.5% or so. But that's not keeping up with inflation. What is? Real estate. And smart people know that. So they're putting their cash into real estate that's driving demand higher and causing an appreciation in prices. And in fact, we see that. You can go back to my home page. Let's go back to the home page. And let's go back to the blog again. And you can read this article here. to get further detail and play the video here where I go into that a little bit more. So let's go back now to the real estate trends and get into some other data that's really important for you to understand if you're planning on buying or selling real estate in the next year and a half or so. So we see prices are up. I went over that. Price per square foot is up. And sale volume is up from 187 sales in October through March of October 22 through March of 23 versus October 23 through March of 24. Sales up. By the way, that's the same time frame for each one of these charts. And I have additional charts that you can go over too. And then you can scroll. These will become more clear as you scroll down here to the table. Let's take the South Bay as a whole, all of the South Bay. I'm comparing 6 month periods of time to take seasonality out of the equation. So again, October 2022 through March 2023 versus the same time period in 23 through 24, and then the 6 month period immediately preceding this 6 month period. And what we see when we compare Octobers through Marches in these between these 2 years, what's happened? What's happened? Well, listing volume went up, supply went up. That would kind of depress prices a little bit, right? If there's more supply. But what happened to demand measured by pending sales? That went up more. Supply went only up 2.5%. Demand went up almost 10%. Well, of course, that's going to make the number of months of unsold inventory drop. And that interaction between supply and demand is driving prices still higher. If I were a betting person, I would say there are many more chances for home prices to be higher a year from now than lower a year from now, simply because we're distilling analysis to the basics, supply and demand. That's all that affects prices of any commodity, gold, silver, live cattle futures, pork bellies. It doesn't matter. It's supply and demand. That's all that matters. Focus on this table and you'll be able to understand and make better decisions whether you're selling or buying property. And if you want access to my proprietary charts that I will not put out here for the public, which really are very predictive as to the market, just contact me. Use this link up here, click the Contact Us button, and then here, and then fill out your first name, last name, mobile number only, email the subject, like you could put in, George, I need access to your proprietary charts, and any other questions or challenges you're experiencing, and then check this box, and then click Submit, and I'll get right back to you, and we'll go over the conditions necessary for you to have access to my charts. And don't worry, I'm not charging any money for it, but there is something you have to promise me. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Take care, and check back in here in a month.